Guys, it's week 3. It's week 3! Hi, how are ya? This is week 3 of A Road to 30 Minutes. My name is Alaire Thomas. What's your name? And do you come here often? Couple updates for you. By the time that this video goes up, I will have chosen a title for this mini tour. Right now I'm between a lot of Alaire, Anyway Thank You, or Hi How Are Ya. If you don't know, I used to do Hi How Are Ya at the beginning of every single of my videos, at least for when I started on TikTok and Instagram. And I kind of do it here now, but not as much. So that would be kind of like an ode or nod to how I originally started my videos, or Anyway Thank You is how I end, even to this day, all of my videos. I feel like that can be kind of fun. It is one of those things where unless you know me, people might not 100% get the reference, which is fine. Most titles for comedy shows aren't like the end all be all. It doesn't actually matter too much. To me, I want everything to be perfect, which is why I'm thinking maybe, probably, potentially a little too hardly about this name. Those are the 3 that I am debating. I actually really need to make a choice by the end of next week. I'll let you know what I choose, and then of course you can put in what you maybe wanted, and maybe we align or maybe we don't, and I failed you. I'm sorry. There's that. I get to start promoting the tour. Right now, I'm going to be in San Diego, Sacramento, Texas, and Arizona. Potentially a second one in either San Diego or Sacramento, but we are going to see. But those are the 4 shows. 4 shows, 35 minutes each. So I'm excited. Also on another note, so I live in New York and I moved from California, so just New York on the other side. I'm in the process of having to register my car and get my license and residency in New York, and I'm so bad at administrative work. If I could pay someone to send someone to the DMV, I would. It's the bane of my existence. Because I've been putting all of my time and effort into this and my social platform, I have no time and effort for simply anything else. And so my mom, bless her soul, sent me my like birth certificate for adulting. Wow. Wait, why does it say my name is that? Gotcha. Ha! Aw, she also sent a little note. Girl, my mom is too kind. This is the most normal package that my mom has ever sent to me. My mom usually gives me what I call mom gifts. One time it was like Rogue tampons and pads for some reason, and I think like an apple. What she'll do is she'll clean out her closet and send it to me, is how it feels. So that's just a life update. I just added a mic to this camera, and what you must know about me is that I am technologically challenged. My whole life is technology and is online, but anything past putting up a phone or putting up a camera and hitting record, not a clue. So I added
fucking rude.
So I added a microphone in order to hopefully enhance the audio, and I hope it works, because if it doesn't, honestly, that's all that I know and all that I have. This weekend I am going to Vegas. Maybe I'll do a Vegas vlog, maybe I won't. Who's to say? Friday morning I'm going to Vegas, so this is actually gonna be a shorter week. It's now Wednesday. Today and tomorrow I'm really gonna try to hit at least 2 shows. Hopefully, fortunately, probably, maybe not, before I leave, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Come here. Let me hold your hands when I say this. I don't want to do an open mic on the Vegas Strip. At least not yet. It seems almost kind of like it could potentially be not a friendly environment for someone who looks like Ellen DeGeneres, or it seems like 2 big leagues. I think Nikki Glazer and I forget his name. He looks like me but has longer hair. That guy. I think they're getting residency in Vegas, and residency in Vegas is so much different, and it's so cool. Like, that's like, I think, a lot of people's dreams. But doing an open mics are already hard as is. Doing it in Vegas? Ow. I really need to start drinking water. I even got a Stanley. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to get a Stanley because I was not gonna be roped into the trend, but it is helpful to like see big thing, have big thing, drink big thing. Today's plan, 2 mics. One starts at 6, one starts at 6:30. And I know what you're thinking. Girl, what? The first one that I'm going to, that I've taken to you before, it's 3 minutes. But the good thing about this, and even though it's a long one, it's like roulette. Like, you're literally drawn out of the bucket. So you can be there for 3 hours and you don't know when you're gonna go. Which is obviously hard to schedule, but this mic is really good about if you went last week, they will put you first. I didn't do this mic last week, but I did it the previous week and I was last. So I'm hoping that maybe if I say that, give them a little, they would let me go first, and then maybe I can make the mic after. Also, I don't think the mics are far from each other. I think they're maybe like a 5-minute bike or promenade. I don't know. So we shall see. Drink big thing. If you are like, this is what you should say about a joke, or if you're interested about me talking more about a topic or about a joke or expanding on a joke, let me know. You don't see the full joke here because I'm trying to keep most of it hush hush secret, but I have been trying to build momentum and posting on Instagram, and if you see it and if you like it or don't like it, I would like to know. I would also like to know if you also just like me posting comedy. I would hope so. My fiance and I, we're gonna be moving like between November and January of next year, and I am so so excited about that. We live in a tiny 1-bedroom New York apartment because it's New York. My fiance, she moved into it for her, and then I moved in with her. Yoo-hoo! Oh, and I got a pumpkin. My fiance and I, we went apple picking and pumpkin picking. Girl, okay, that is the most ADHD. If you have ADHD and if you ever wanted to like show somebody what it's like, you show them that. Oh my God, there's a giraffe. What was I saying? We're gonna look for an apartment. Girl, I don't know where I was going with that. Ah, yes. Writing essentials. A random card. Let me melatonin gummies and salt. I have been meaning to put these things away for the past 10 minutes, and every single time I go to do so, I forget. This is no longer a video about comedy. It's a video about how to know if you have ADHD or not. Starring me, someone with ADHD. Ah, more updates. Last week, it was the last cycle of those jokes that I was using, so we got new material. Yay! And this week, it's about my dad. Right now, I'm gonna go through my little outline. Come up here. Give you a smooch. Last week we were touching on being a least child, shaving my head. I had a story about my coming out experience with Harry Potter. However, I didn't really love where we got to for that story, so I'm going to try to rewrite it. So this week, that is going to be a continuous joke. I was trying to think of like a simplified way to describe Harry Potter. So originally I was saying how I watched a small indie film where it was like an orphan who got adopted by a furry. The furry is supposed to be Hagrid. The thing is, I want to be cautious with furry because I don't mean it like as an insult. I was just using furry literally. I changed it to drunk Chewbacca because I thought it would potentially be less offensive, but if furry's not offensive, then maybe I'll go with furry. It's probably just how you mean it. I don't mean it in an offensive way. And then maybe like trying to fight Vladimir Putin just because I know that Voldemort and Vladimir Putin have been compared. Never loved where I got. I also kind of always ran out of time. The thing about open mics is, again, you only have 5 minutes, but a lot of my stuff is layered and set up. Usually you write 5-minute sets that can stand alone. There are bits that make up that 5-minute set that can be interchanged and move and do not rely on another one. For me, and I like things to flow and work and have a storyline. That's hard to do in 5 minutes. The jokes that I want to talk about with my dad, some of them I kind of have to pre-set up other things like being a child of divorce, or I have this bit that my mom walked so Gwyneth Paltrow could run, and then my dad passed away. Pause! Don't be upset! I'm good! Look at me. I'm fine. A common thing amongst comedians is that their parents die. I don't know why that is the truth. It's just the truth. When comedians have both of their parents, it's a shocker. So because of that, I thought about saying, so my dad died. All that means is I'm a comedian. When you're going to stand-up initiation, they're like, okay, one parent has to go. And I'm like, well, I like Gwyneth Paltrow, but you have to know that I compare myself to Gwyneth Paltrow. I need to work on new stuff, but sometimes I gotta fit in old stuff to make the new stuff make sense. Also, this section is a little darker just because it revolves around my dad passing and also being an alcoholic. Two things that are notably not the most funny things. And usually dark humor is hard for me because since I'm such a like person, when I say something bad happens to me, usually on stage people are like, no! Just from my experience, that's usually their reaction. Like, they usually feel so bad for me and they're just like, no, bring him back. What else? There's this idea that I like of growing up with an alcoholic parent or any sort of like abusive parent, not even parent, just relationship in general, substance abuse or abusive, point blank period, no tampon. You usually don't know that what's happening isn't like 100% right. It's kind of like being in a cult, you know, like most people in a cult, like you get sucked in somehow and you like don't know it's wrong until like later because you're like basically brainwashed where it's all you know. So I think there's like a comparison there. My whole goal within what I'm about to talk about this week, painting a picture that's digestible for everyone so they can imagine themselves with an alcoholic parent. That's not 100% a universal experience, but I still want to simplify it so that anybody could understand me, where I'm coming from, why I'm talking about this, what's going on. So they're not like, I don't know an alcoholic, so this doesn't resonate with me. Trying to put it in a ball and spit it out, make it so that everybody can resonate, or at least try to begin to understand it. First mic is in, oh dear God, it's in like an hour and a half, so I'm gonna try to write as much as I can. I have a bunch of stuff written. It's more so just like some of them are premises, mansplain moment, so sorry. I'm not gonna assume that you know. A premise is an idea, basically. It's an idea, it's a hypothesis, the topic, it's the thing that you're talking about, the premise of the joke. The punchline is the moment that makes you giggle, like a gaggle of geese. I have a bunch of premises that I want to talk about. Now it's about making them funny, because if I just read them off right now, they would be boring. That's my monologue. Cue the writing montage. So I've been in a really good writing streak. Like, I feel like I'm coming up with some really good ideas. I'm like, chef's kiss! Even with social media or comedy writing or just anything that's like super creative, or honestly anything I do, there will be some weeks where I'm like, I'm so good at this. I was made for this. And then there's other weeks that I'm like, everything's terrible. I suck. Everything sucks. I'm not good at this. I'm not supposed to do this. But we're having a good week. Well, I'm having a good day so far. So a lot of open mics, they'll have individual Instagrams and usually they'll post updates on story. And so one of them, the one that's at 6:30, is not happening. I still think I'm gonna go to the one at 6. There's this Instagram called Eye Candy, and at least for New York, it shows you all the open mics currently happening and the names of them and like where they're located. Usually it's only for Brooklyn. I don't know if they have one for New York, or sometimes they're in New York, but the majority of the mics are in Brooklyn. There's also like an Excel sheet that shows you all the like New York City and Brooklyn open mics. So that's usually what I use, but this is what I've been using right now. It's Wednesday. A lot of the open mics start at 6. The one I was going to go to also starts at 6, which makes it difficult to try to go to another one. There is one at 7:30, hold deaf to all of them, that might work. Or there's another one at 8, so maybe I can do those two. It's women and LGBTQ. I actually try to not go to just queer mics, even though it's usually always such a friendly place. A comedian friend of mine, Ashley Gavin, told me not to just go around your audience because you don't want your comedy to be biased. To be fair, it depends on like the type of comedian you want to be. I want to be a comedian that anybody can laugh at, straight, gay, bi, whatever. So I've only ever been to one gay open mic. There's that one, or there is one that I usually go to at Comedy Shop in Manhattan. So we'll figure it out. I'll update you. I lost track of time, so I'm running a little bit late. I'm gonna go to our first show. Even if I'm late, they should be able to let me put my name down because they're kind. I feel pretty good about what I'm talking about. I don't really have it memorized, which is always the difference. I have parts of it memorized, so we'll see what goes on. Day 1, the new cycle. We shall see. It's the daily struggle of not knowing where I parked. I'm running. Okay, we should be fine. The last time I was at an open mic, someone was like, I don't like people who set up cameras at open mics. It's me. I'm people.
Now put your hands together for a lawyer! Drop it!
Woo, thanks for sticking around. Facebook. Eating paint. I meant to say glue, but paint worked, so we're going with paint. When I was in elementary school, I remember I watched this small indie film. It was super low budget, super political. It was about an orphan who got adopted by a furry, and Vladimir Putin had a cameo. It was called Harry Potter. Ally. Ceramics. Die. That's okay, I'll take a chuckle. I think that's all I got. Anyway. So that took a lot longer than I expected, but that's okay. I always do that every single time. I think I'm like, okay, I'm gonna plan accordingly. It does not work out, and I always end up going last at the mic, and so then I can't make the other mic. But it's fine, we did it. Honestly, it was pretty good feedback. A lot of good things in that joke. There's one part of the Harry Potter joke. It's the first time I've delivered it. When I don't back a joke, it's hard for me to deliver. I talk about Harry Potter, and then I see Hermione, and I'm like, I want to be in her Chamber of Secrets. I hate it even now. But then it's like, but I'm 7. I didn't know what that meant. But a comic came up to me after, and she was like, keep that line, but change the delivery. It should be the most like sincere, truest thing. Like that's what you actually thought. And so I'm gonna try a different delivery and just commit. That's gonna be it for tonight. Such a short week. No, I know I'll hit 2 tomorrow. I definitely have to tweak some things. A 3-minute mic is always hard because you never get that much material in it. I love this mic because of the energy, but I try to stick to 5-minute mics. So tomorrow I'm gonna focus on that so I can get the whole set because there's so much that I missed. That was my first rotation of this set of jokes. 1 down, many to go. See you tomorrow. Okay, it's Thursday now. It's kind of stopped now, which of course as soon as I start filming, the weather stops. But it has been pouring rain this entire day, and I want to do anything but go out there. But I'm gonna do it for you because I love you. This is what I got going on. I am going to be writing with an assistant. I have an event, and then I have 2 open mics. So I have a writing assistant, and what that means is I write all of my own material, but I have 4 months to complete this. I'm not that delulu in thinking that I can get this done all by myself, and so I will happily take all the help that I can get. So a good comedian friend of mine Elena, who has been doing this for 5 years, agreed to help me write this. And honestly, without her, I don't think I would be able to do this. And she will also be my opener for the comedy shows, because if I can help her anyway in the way that she's helping me, I want to do that. Every week we're going to sit down, write, bring our great minds together. Also, she's kind of like a coach where I tell her what looks good, what doesn't look good, and see if there's any places that we can change words around. I wanted to ask her about a specific joke, but of course I forgot about it. I always think I don't need to write something down I'm gonna remember, and then I don't remember. Also, super exciting news. I have been spending the entire day basically setting up, it's called a Beacons account, and I have been finally setting up a place that my followers can email me. That way I know exactly what cities you're in. So not this tour because there's already set dates, but my bigger following tour that I plan on doing right after this. You can tell me what city and town you're in, and then that is where I hopefully will come. Obviously, then it gives me a better idea of where you guys are. And so I've been setting all of that up. And I also made like a tour poster. I know a lot of these people probably get something like professionally done. I did it myself. I don't know why I decided to do that. I think because in my head, since it's a half hour, I will probably hire someone to do a proper one for my hour. I know yesterday I was like, what are we gonna call it? I decided to call it Anyway Thank You. I did a poll in my broadcast channel on my Instagram, and everybody liked Anyway Thank You. And even my fiance liked Anyway Thank You. So of course that was the one. And so I made a poster about it. Slowly but surely, we're putting things together. So it's gonna be the Anyway Thank You tour. I made this myself. I hope it looks okay. I'm gonna make an announcement about it Monday on Instagram, which will be well past when you see this video. That'll be the main page, and then the next page is going to be all of the tour dates. Again, there's 4 shows. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm still so nervous of so many things. Anyway, we're gonna write.
How's it going?
It's going good. I think so far, like at Harry Potter, the description of Harry Potter, I did furry. I did add cameo with Vladimir Putin, and people laughed at that. That got a pretty big laugh. I did do Chamber of Secrets. I did like kind of like her Chamber of Secrets. It got a laugh, but I felt embarrassed from it. So I was like, oh my god, that was not worth the act out. But a comedian came up to me after and she was like, keep that. It's good. Deliver it as like sincere. Like this is the truth. Like she was like, just keep it.
I agree. Just so earnest. I think it'll work.
And I wanted to explore her Chamber of Secrets like that.
No, I think that's almost like too whimsical and excited. It's like I saw Hermione Granger and I thought, yeah, I would totally explore her Chamber of Secrets.
Okay.
Dead ass.
Okay, we're done with writing. I have an Aesop event. It stopped raining now, but because of how much it's been raining, there's flash flood warnings everywhere. When it usually takes me 20 minutes, it says it's gonna take me 46 minutes to get there. And then it's gonna take like 30 minutes to get from there to the comedy show. But then it's only a 12-minute bike ride, and there's parts of me that want to risk it. If it only takes 12 minutes compared to half an hour, even biking there would take 25 minutes, but the rain is supposed to start soon. So I don't really know if I just fuck it, we ball? Trying to be responsible-ish. I'm gonna try to take a car. I accidentally grabbed the same sweatshirt that I was wearing the other day, but I don't have time to change. I think I figured out how to like adjust the camping joke, like camping and divorce. So I'm gonna play around with that and see how that goes.
Now on stage, Alaire Thomas. Clap it up, Alaire. I think you need to get a new friend. Child. Guess I was the problem. I like your little grunts of just approval. It's not necessarily a laugh. It's just like a, you said something. So I'm really finding my words on this set. I'm a lesbian. I tell you because it's not obvious. And then Vladimir Putin has a cameo for some reason. It's called Harry Potter. It's a remix. They're usually fun. Anyway, that's all. Alright guys, clap it up one more time for Alaire Thomas.
Okay, one mic down, one to go. I stepped in shit earlier.
Why does somebody not know how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit?
I finally scraped it off of my shoe, but it wasn't nice. So we're gonna do the second mic. I was out here practicing it, talking to myself, looking like a crazy person. You know how many people passed me thinking I was probably cuckoo bananas? But it's New York, so that's probably normal. I'm doing the second mic. Hopefully I'll have it remembered. And then maybe we can start changing things.
Just became friends again because we ran into each other on the street and emailed.
Ellie Teeth on deck on stage, Alaire Thomas. Clap it up, Alaire. Facebook. It's Eminem. It's the same. Or the best. It's a really quiet room. Relate to. They're fun. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much. Alright guys, now it's time for Alaire Thomas.
I definitely need to do some tweaking of these jokes, but I'll work on them next week as well. I think potentially either some of the jokes are a little bit too wordy, or maybe they're just confusing, or maybe they're just not good, and that's okay too. But I at least accomplished what I wanted to do, which was get up on stage and also memorize what I was actually going to do. So this is week 3, finished and closed. As always, thank you for supporting. If there's anything else you want to see from me, questions, comments, maybe some concerns, let me know, and I will see you next week. Anyway, thank you.